Matchup here, a great Webster Thomas team, and hope Victor's looking for a win here.
Yeah, Victor won 8-1 in the Youngs. I guess this season's not quite young anymore. They're about halfway through. Looking to start a little winning streak before we get into sectionals. So we have a little clock management issues early on. Both teams fighting for possession around midfield. Trevor Jacobs over to Mitchell Shellberg. Back to Aparo. Aparo. Ball cleared by Brandon Trotter. Excuse me, that was William Resch with the clearance. Be a throw for Thomas on the far sideline. And a little switch up in the lineup tonight for the Blue Devils as Owen Bigger goes into goal, and Carson Hammond will be in the field of play as he's one of the defense tonight. Trying to get the ball boys sorted out, a little background noise. Ball's controlled at midfield by Alex McLean. Trevor trying to catch up to Rocco Scala, who clears it out of bounds for an early Victor throw. Thomas has been one of the better teams in Section 5 this far with a winning record, and we mentioned the struggles Victor's had, but they'll try to bounce back here early on. I think some early success for the offense is going to be the key tonight. It's Victor, just 6 goals this year in 10 contests, only 1 in the field of play. The rest coming on either free kicks, penalty kicks, or corner kicks. Carson Hammond will take the early free kick. Plethora of players right outside the 18. Hammond will play it in. Oh, great ball from Hammond. One bounce, but it's goalkeeper Colby Gleason, the first to it, after the ball took a bounce off the grass.
Yeah, Victor tried to capitalize on those balls. That was a great ball played right into the middle, and didn't get a foot on it there.
Yeah, you hardly see a ball just take a bounce and the goalie able to get there. That was a great ball from Hammond, but Victor not ready early on. Scala with it now. Plays it back to Gleason. Clears it up. Leone the first to touch it over to Aparo. Aparo finds Colhane in the middle. Scala with it now. Ball goes back to Resch. Back to Scala. Long ball there to McLean. It'll be a Thomas throw. Looks like it'll be Connor Gilhole. Just take it. And Caleb Jones draws the foul. Caleb Jones, one of the captains on this Thomas team, a guy that they like to work a lot of their action through, and he's able to draw the foul. Looks like it was Mitchell Shellberg committing it there. Or pardon me, Leone. Leone, he's the anchor to this defense. One of the captains for the Blue Devils. Started all year long. Defense for Victor has shown at times that it can be vulnerable, but it's also been able to withstand attacks from other teams, especially with the offense not providing a lot of pressure. Jones a little bit of a miss hit there. He skies it way over. Oh, through ball. Tried to find Sammy Tripp. Yeah, Michael Rickey controlled it.
Victor loves to play with through balls. Sammy uses his speed a ton. They've gotten a lot of penalty kicks and free kicks off Sammy's speed there.
Yeah, Shellberg, the other guy up top that they try to find a lot of the time. Aparo back in the starting lineup tonight. He's been in and out all season long. Jacobs tried to do a little too much, looked like. And it's Boston DeWitt with the ball in the middle. Great ball ahead to McLean. Ball's booted up. Shellberg in between two. Good D there to knock it out of bounds from Resch, but Shellberg the quick throw and up to Tripp. Shellberg will have a lunge at it, but Resch there. Ball's up. Aparo got a touch on it, but went to McLean. Caleb Jones on him now. It'll be a Victor throw. Aparo will take this one. Up to Strassner. Tries to head it to himself, but Titans were awaiting there. And Strassner earns a corner for the Blue Devils. You see assistant coach Christopher Weiss calling out one of the sets they've been working on in practice. Sorry about that.
Love to see Victor capitalize early here on a corner kick.
Plays it, ball goes short to Jacobs. He'll have a touch, fires a shot. Tried to curl it in just a little too high, but Trevor Jacobs, one of the more skilled players on this Blue Devil squad. You want to see him take more chances like that. That was a great shot. It was just a little bit high, but if I'm Coach Steve Fish, I have no problem with that shot, and I think Trevor, if he sees a couple of those goes in, that can only boost his confidence.
Yeah, Victor would love to see Trevor Jacobs get really involved this game, see if they get their offense going.
Looked like Thomas wanted a hand there, maybe against Ricky. Ball did not stay in. It was Trevor Leroy on the defense. Ball goes to Strassner in the middle. Plays it back to Michael Ricky. Colin Kubrich in the midfield. Splits two. Pulls it back. Good defense from Drew Aparo step into the ball. Number 7, Logan Delone in the midfield. Ball from Rush goes right to Colin Colhane. Looks like Sammy Tripp wanted the through ball. Goes to Trevor Jacobs instead. Not able to get there. He'll pursue Trevor Leroy.
I made one, but thank you very much. Yeah.
Throws on the far side this time. Colhane, lots of time. Tries to get it over to Aparo, but McLean's there. A little contact, and it's Rocco Scala who clears it. Looked like Victor wanted that throw, but jury's up and it'll go to Thomas. And a for sure hand there is it went right through Hammond's legs. And Hammond kicks it away from the spot. Webster Thomas coach Steve Groves asking for a yellow card. Probably not going to get one on a play like that. Only 7 or 8 minutes into the game, but gotta love the effort. And Roche will take this one. What do you want to see here on this free kick?
Yeah, if you can get a high ball into the middle, try to get a head on it by some of the guys up top.
Oh, a nice header, but controlled by goalkeeper Owen Bigger getting the start tonight. You heard Coach Groves talk about the second ball, maybe off a deflection from the first. It's going to be hard to score off a header from a kick just inside midfield, but if you can maybe a directional header to one of your teammates and then a one-touch from there, probably your best chance at scoring on a play like that.
Yeah, tough for the goalie to follow the ball when it's off one time or off another header. So
Brandon Trottier misjudged it there. And Tripp will fight for it with Leroy. A nice scene overall tonight. On this late September night. It's homecoming for the Blue Devils. Lots of gold in the stands. This will be a boys soccer game, boys volleyball game tonight, followed by girls soccer and football game tomorrow. Good play by Colin Kubrich getting to the ball, but DeWitt able to regain it. Plays it up to McLean. Andrew Leone awaits. Right to DeWitt. Good D from Aparo. look like a little lack of spacing from the Blue Devils causes a turnover, but they win it back. Strassner outside to Ricky. Ricky. Ball goes out off of Balone. Jacobs tries the bicycle kick over Balone, but it'll go out of bounds. Fight for it. It'll remain in possession of Thomas. Thomas new to Victor's league this year, as these teams will play twice. Thomas, the victors in the earlier contest this year, with a 3-1 triumph. And Strassner beating up Trottier a little bit, but nothing to show of it. Great pass up to McLean, back to him. He'll make a run along the end line. But Aparo there again. Aparo's been a bright spot for the Blue Devils early.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive. He's gotten a lot of 50-50 balls and hopefully keeps going the rest of the game.
Michael tries to step, but he's beaten to the ball by Balone. Played outside. Back to Balone. Balone will play it back. Ball's mishandled and Sammy Tripp finds it at his feet. See if he looks for Shelberg maybe on a ball. Finds him. 3 guys are on the opposing side. If a cross can get served into the box. The ball is served in. Looked like Colin Colhane there, but Thomas defense holds strong. Tripp playing with it. Dangerous ball. Oh, Jacobs with the left, but it's a sliding save by goalkeeper. That was Gleason on the save. A little trouble finding the name on the sheet there. A great save, though, from Gleason, but another great shot from Jacobs early on.
Yeah, Victor would love to see that keep continuing throughout the game. Keeping the crosses into the middle and keep getting shots on
balls
that.
Into the box, cleared by Aparo. Well, Victor hasn't had many opportunities on offense this year, but when they have, there hasn't been many people around the 6, the 18 in that gray area able to finish off balls, but Jacobs finds himself there with a great look at goal. And the first shot on goal is a save by Gleason. Ball played in the middle, heads up. Bigger there. Able to control it. Big boot from Bigger. Ball's headed away. Leone finds it at his feet. Over to Aparo, back to Leone. Aparo clears it up. Tripp awaits. He'll play it out to Colhane. Looks like Jacobs wants it on the through ball. Instead, he'll play it out wide. A little too far for Ricky as he can't get there. So we're just about 15 minutes in. Still 0-0.
Substitution for Webster, number 3, Owen Miller.
As you heard, Owen Miller checks into the game, and exiting is Connor Gilhole. Well, Victor not able to scratch any goals across so far, but you love to see the aggressiveness. It feels like they've been the aggressor so far, and it has not reflected on the scoreboard, but they've had greater chances. Although a pretty even game so far. Coach Grossi wanted the head ball, but chesting it instead was Trottier. Ball finds its way over to Resch. Colin Kubrich finds Aparo outside. Aparo's been very active early on. Good ball from Strassner to Shelberg. Tripp. Shelberg and Tripp looks like they miscommunicated. Tripp was making a run to the middle. Mitch thought he was playing a through ball to the edge of the 18, but Gleason collects it nonetheless.
Blue Devils would love to see more of that. Some balls from Schellberg to Tripp behind the defense.
Excuse me, that was Patrick Clar. He's been in that for the Thomas Titans the whole night. Gleason on the bench tonight, but still, Claire's played a clean game so far in that. Tripp now. Schellberg calling for it. Great ball from Tripp. Schellberg gets to it. Knocked out of bounds by Resch, but a corner kick for the Blue Devils. You hear Coach Wiest calling out for a double. Schellberg will check off, but great work by Schellberg early on. He's been creating opportunities, been playing balls. Him and Sammy Tripp have been working well together. Ball's played a little bit high. Hammond tried to play it back in. It'll be another goal kick, excuse me. Jacobs was on that corner. It looks like Andrew Leone will take this one. Coach Grossi not pleased with the officiating early on. Jacobs there. Looks like he wants it short. Looks like Leone will serve it in instead. Piccoli almost got a foot to it. Tripp not able to get there. Goes for Victor throw. Ball into the middle to Piccoli. Over to Colhane. Strassner finds it. Over to Aparo. Nice run. In the middle to Piccoli. Ball finds its way to Colhane. But Claire is there. He's been a magnet for the ball early on. Nothing's gotten past him. Victor's student section's active early on. Colin Kubrich gets ahead to it, and Trevor Jacobs takes a shot on Leroy, and he'll hit the deck. It'll be a foul. Be a free kick just on Victor's side of midfield. Rush plays it ahead, just outside the 18. Leone gets ahead to it. Strassner, a big ball. No one there, though, for Victor. It's Kyle Saya running it down. Piccoli defending. Oh, a nice move there to get by Jacobs. Thomas asking for a sub, but not going to be awarded one. Ball up ahead. Colhane chests it out. Owen Miller there. A nice 1-2 ball. Miller outside the 18. Oh, dangerous ball there across the box, but nobody able to get there. Caleb Jones now with the ball. Over to DeWitt. He'll fire a shot. Ooh, wow. That's a guy who lifts a lot of weights. That ball was powerful. That ball looks like it's still rising.
That was a rocket there, Garrett. That's for sure.
Yeah, a nice shot from DeWitt, but a little too much as the ball skies over for a Victor goal kick. Their second of the night. Victor chanting, let's play football, although they've held their own so far in soccer. Even though they lost the first, they looked a lot better tonight. Piccoli chases it down, but Claire able to scoop it up. Rolls it over to Resch. Plays it up. Zerby and McLean there. Zerby first to it. Ball gets to McLean. McLean now. Staying with it. Ball goes to Caleb Jones. Leone tries to clear it. Oh, and a nice touch. And it finds the back of the net. Wow, McLean there. Just able to get a foot on it to get it past goalkeeper Owen Bigger, and Carson Hammond a little late on the sliding attempt. Alex McLean finds the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Thomas as we're just about halfway into this contest.
That was a great touch to get it by the goalkeeper, just sneaking through the back two defenders.
I thought Hammond was going to be able to run it down as he slid right into the goal, but McLean a little too, just enough mustard. Got it past him, and Thomas takes the early lead. Victor, no stranger to being down early on, but unlike many of their games this year, let's see if they can respond. We know the defense hasn't been perfect, but the offense has been killing them. We mentioned just over one goal a game, or just over a half a goal a game. In high school soccer, you should ideally be averaging around 2 goals a game. And for Victor, they're about a quarter of the way there. They control early on after the Thomas goal. Back to Aparo. Plays it down to A-Rod. Takes a touch with the left, but Miller's there. McLean, the goal scorer, tracks it down. Plays it out to Zerby. Back to Miller. He'll have a boot. Right to Colby Jones. But Leone there. We'll see if Victor wants to sub back in Mitchell Schellberg. He was creating some great opportunities early on. Zachary Valentino into the game for the Titans now.
Substitution for the Titans, number 6, Zach Valentino.
And it's Balone. He'll jog off. One of the smaller players on the Thomas team. But some good work for him on that left side. Lundy Piccoli with it now in the midfield. Plays it to Colhane, back to Aparo. Ball's played up to Jacobs. It was Captain Kyle Saya. The brick wall back there. DeWitt now in the middle. Over to Scala. Tries to find Zerby. Piccoli, the first to it. Him and Andrew Rodriguez both fighting for it. Colhane now in the middle. Great through ball to Bundy Piccoli. See if he can get a ball across. And it'll be a corner for the Blue Devils. Yes, Victor does have a player named Andrew Rodriguez. He's not the retired baseball star. And Wiest will call out some advice for his team, as he often does on corner kicks. Colin, do you think it's a possibility to play this one short, or have you liked what you've seen and you want to see the ball served back in?
No, it's definitely possible to get Trevor the ball and see if they can get a shot from outside the 18 and just inside of it.
Look like Tripp will stand right next to Claire, and they do serve it short. Oh, it's like he megged the defender, but Claire was there. A nice touch from assistant coach Andy D'Souza has Thomas's bench in a flurry. McLean with it. Back heels it to DeWitt. Over to Zerby, but his touch is a little too far. Sammy Tripp pressuring, but Rush is there. Rodriguez had the ball for a second, and he's going to call it as Rodriguez had a hand on Rush's back. stop for a second as Sammy Tripp ties his shoe. Hopefully he's double knotting it. Maybe a little bunny ears action. Clock is stopped. Goalie, too. Maybe we should just take a second. Everyone can check their cleats. He had to take his gloves off. Did Clar to tie his shoes, and he'll take a minute to put those back on as everyone catches their breath. It's pretty much fully dark out now. The lights are on. It's primetime spotlight homecoming game. Victor trails 1-0 early on. We're just past halfway. DeWitt and Leone on it. Good ball there from Wesh. Leone now tries to get out to Apparel, turns to the outside. McLean awaiting him. Zerby fires one. A little bit of a knuckleball. They could get moved, but Bigger read it. Outlets it quickly to Strassner. Strassner and Tripp, that sophomore attack that Victor's displayed all season long. Ball up, could have been a hand. Great ball from Tripp to Jacobs along the end line. Serves across. Piccoli there. A-Rod. Oh, just fires it over the net. The fans would have loved to see that one. A fan favorite Rodriguez is. Good pressure from Victor. The bench loves it. Probably Victor's best chance outside of Jacobs. A couple of opportunities, but when Victor's been able to get across near the 18, they've been able to find great opportunities. Ball's up to Caleb Jones. Webster Thomas now on the counterattack. Jones plays with it. Good D from Ricky. They're going at it. Ricky gives him a little extra shove after the play concludes. Someone who's not afraid to get into it with the opposing players is Michael Ricky. Brings a little spice to this Victor lineup. And Shelberg will head to the scores table to check back in. Rodriguez wins it over to Colhane. Looked like it could have been a hand, but the refs either did not see it or did not think it was enough. Strassner. Jacob tries to beat Valentino to the ball. Colhane. Sammy Tripp wanted the through ball. Colhane shoves Zerby over. And Thomas earns another free kick. Rush takes it. He's been taking a lot of the free kicks early on. Victor's had their hand on a lot of balls early on, which is not what you want to see in soccer. Oh, and Tripp will run it down. Clar boots it away. Looked like he could have let it travel another foot or two and just caught it with his hands in the box, but clears it instead. Couple subs for Victor. They'll try to press up into the attacking third now with the throw-in awaiting.
See if Mitchell continues to attack from earlier in the game before he got subbed out.
Yeah, great call there, Colin. He was providing a lot of energy. Tripp fires a shot. Oh, and Clar gets a hand on it. Looked like the ball was going out of bounds, but Patrick Clar decided to hit it, and it's now a corner. Looks like Jacobs will head over and take it. Ball goes short to Aparo. Back to Jacobs. Misfires on the shot. A great opportunity. Looked like they drew that one up in practice this week. And Drew gave it back to Jacobs. Jacobs had a window, but just off the toe of his foot.
Love to see more of those shots. Finished in the half and throughout the rest of the game.
Clar boots it up. Ricky. Clar able to beat Jacobs to it. But he did have Saya in the way as well. Patrick Clar gives it a boot up. Ball's mishandled. McLean finds Jones. Leone and Jones going at it. A lot of contact. Good shading from Dewey. That is Leone. Goes by Dewey as his nickname. That was great defense, though. Allowing Bigger to corral it before DeWitt could get there. Owen Tripp, after a little bit of a mishandle from Saya. Tripp now in the box, all alone. Diving save from Clar. Ranging to his right. Not even a deflection comes of it. He's been a brick wall back there tonight.
Yeah, that's a great save there. That's a couple of those so far. Just try to keep that going.
Yeah, and it was a great strike. Low on the ground. There's a lot of times how you sneak one past, especially such a talented goalkeeper like Clar. Jacobs fighting for it with Leroy. Oh, nice clean tackle from Kubrich. DeWitt wins it. Plays it to Jones. Jones and Leone again. This time Dewey's able to win it without much trouble. Oh, and a little two hands to the back from Miller. He's not going to get away with it this time. Ball will be placed just on Victor's side of midfield. The ref's pretty strict about the ball placement of this free kick for whatever reason, as we're under 10 to go in the first half. Still no goals from Victor. Leone gives it a huge boot. A great ball. Ball's headed in off the crossbar, and it goes in. What? Colin Kubrich. Oh, my.
What a play by
No,
Colin
he didn't.
Carson.
He'll sprint over to the student section, and wow. Just as I was calling out Victor for still not scoring, it was Colin Kubrich finding the back of the net off the beautiful header. Man, you love to see that if you're Victor. Scoring a goal in the first half, something that has not been a sight to see many times this year.
Yeah, Victor found their tall midfielder, Colin Kubrich, for a bar down header. It was a great shot.
Yeah, great mention of the height. Colin is definitely the tallest guy on this field. Using all 6'5" of his frame. See if Victor can feed off that energy. Tripp up to Schellberg. Tries to find Colhane, but a little too much. Coach Weiss telling his players to press up. Not sinking back too far. Wants to continue to apply the pressure. Schellberg gets ahead to it. Saya was there, but Jacobs able to corral it. Jacobs playing with the ball. Finds Kubrich, the goal scorer for the Blue Devils. Ricky able to fight through contact. But it's Saya there. Ball's played. Jacobs, great ball to Tripp. Ahead on it. Not sure what Tripp's plan there was. Maybe he could have drawn a handball, though. But it was Rosh there. He's been there all night. Jacobs wins it. Hammond now, a little ball to himself with the 360, but cleared away by Rosh.
Garrett, looks like Victor made a little bit of a lineup change, putting Carson Hammond, defender and goalie, up top at attack here.
Yeah, and it's worked out if you've seen one goal, and now Victor controlling the possession over the last 5 minutes or so. McLean plays with it at midfield. Oh, nice move there from Gilhole. DeWitt. Ball goes ahead. Batted away from Ricky. Oh, turnover at midfield as Shelber gets it. Tries to play it for Hammond. Oh, great job there from Saya. Evading traffic and splitting two. Up to Gilhole. Him and Jones not on the same page, but Rocco Scala with it. Cohen now finds Hammond. Hammond. A little too many touches maybe. Looked like Jacobs tried to make a run. It's Ricky now tracking back. The pressure from Valentino.
Substitution for Webster, number 7, Logan Balone.
Balone will check back in. And Zachary Valentino will take the long trek off the field. So number 6 comes out for Thomas. Number 6, Micah Bagis for Victor will come to the scorer's table. And Leone now gives it a big boot. Ball's way out of bounds. Thomas now throw in. Right around the 18 extended. Oh, Balone. Acted like he was going for it, but left it alone. Oh, great through ball from Colin Kubrich to Sammy Tripp, but oh, Wesh and Klein, little miscommunication as Klein booted it away. Looks like the two of them almost collided. We're now under 5 minutes to go in the first half. The game that is still tied 1-1. Webster scoring in about the 15th minute of play as Victor tied the score about 30 minutes into the game. Nice throw there. Bagis tries to get to it, but McLean there. Jacobs wins it. Bagis not able to get there. It's McLean with it to Gilhole. Over to Barone. Balone. Colin Colhane had it for a second. Ball settles at the feet of Austin DeWitt. Finds Owen Miller. DeWitt, little fancy move there, but nothing comes of it. Owen Saya, a little bit of a missed kick. Jacobs with the through ball to Schellberg. Miller able to get it away as the ball deflects off the light post. Even if it came back into play, though, that would be out of bounds. Definitely a safety hazard to have a light post on the field. Pero. Field was just a little too narrow for that move. Ball settles at the feet of Scala. Miller. Colhane Kubrich a little scorpion kick. A little contact for DeWitt, and DeWitt goes a little more back as Kubrich hits the deck. And Leroy just kicks it away, but That one, if it was a free kick, could have been carded, but since we have ball boys on duty tonight, able to run it down. Oh, and it'll be a Thomas throw. Not sure about that call. Looked like it was off Leroy, but guess not. Schelberg, interesting kick. Looked like he was trying to clear it, but he played it more towards Victor's goal than the Thomas side.
Thomas looking a couple more chances here before the end of the half. See if they can get one extra.
Look for a big throw here from DeWitt into the box. Jones ahead to it, but in the wrong direction. So we're now under 2 to go. Jacobs there. Nice ball from Hammond. Hammond with Rush defending. Rush does a nice job. Ball goes out. It'll be a corner. Looked like Hammond was not ready for that, but then he was able to catch up to it. Victor will have their 4th corner kick of the night. A couple from each side. Clock is winding down, but still plenty of time to execute here. Nobody there as a short option. The left foot. Oh, trip on the far. No, the Schelberg on the far post. Had a shot at it. Just a little too late. You like to see that ball break in a little earlier or played a little more towards the 6. Just a little too close to the goal line. So we're under a minute now to go. Goal kick. Colin Kubrich the first to it with the head. Hammond will fight for it between 2 Titans. Oh, good ball to Jacobs, but nothing to show of it. Victor now has to hurry up as we are under 20 seconds to go. Powerful throw from Ricky. DeWitt now boots it up. Aparo just gives it a large kick up. Claire with Schelberg in the area, but looked like Claire looked like a collision, but nothing comes of it as the ball will settle for a goal kick, and that'll be it for the first half. So, Colin, we had the goal early on from Thomas, and then Victor the equalizer about 15 minutes later. Good stuff from both sides, and a pretty evenly matched match so far.
Yeah, it's been a good match here. Victor's hoping to keep that attack. Couple balls into the middle. Keep getting heads on him to get the goalie working.
Yeah, as we'll head to a little halftime break. Game's tied at 1 here at Victor. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Soccer Club for coming out tonight for our tunnel and our extra fan support, and a big shout out and thank you to all of our ball boys and ball girls. We really appreciate your help tonight.
And we'll welcome you back in here for the start of the second half between the Victor Blue Devils and the Webster Thomas Titans. Here on this beautiful night, we mentioned the struggles that Victor's had so far this season. Although a nice goal from the offense early on in the first half, something they've struggled to do. A little ping pong action early on. A tackle that'll go against Trevor Jacobs there.
Let's see if Thomas can do the same thing Victor did earlier, get their goal, play into the box from just inside their side of the field.
Yeah, great point there. Victor, another free kick goal. Still only one goal in the field of play. But being able to execute on set plays is important, but you also got to be able to score while the ball is live. And you don't have any time to draw anything up. Bigger boots it. Ricky a solid foot on it, and Jacobs and Tripp running it down in that right corner. View was obstructed a little there by the Victor bench. Ricky finds Strassner. Ball finds Ricky. Carson Hammond yelling for it. Ricky will find Jacobs. Nice ball. Down to Tripp. Saya defending. Tripp earns the Blue Devils a corner.
Logan! They go two, you need two! Go two!
Leone will take this one. He's been the one taking him in that right corner, and it's been Jacobs from the other side. Student section's got the corner chant going, something they've adopted this game. Well, Victor's already scored off a one set piece today. We'll try to make it two. A little far from Leone as it skies over everyone's head. And Thomas will run it down. It'll be a throw-in. Nice job by DeWitt directing it up. Ball settles at the feet of Ricky. Plenty of time. Finds Tripp. And offsides will be called. Tripp in the wrong spot at the wrong time there. Not many great opportunities early on, although Victor did have the corner kick but made nothing of it so far in the second half. McLean, too far, trying to get it to Miller. Miller subbed in early on and played the rest of that first half, and now out there starting in the second. DeWitt called for a foul on Colin Kubrich. Boston DeWitt, one of the more aggressive players in tonight's match, as he's gotten into it with both Colin Kubrich and Michael Ricky. A couple follows the result of those altercations. Colin, we were talking about how hard the ball is in high school soccer, and DeWitt just took a line drive off the forehead. You can't imagine that feels very good.
No, he really just soaked that one. That was a rocket back there, played in, but got a head on it out.
Sammy Tripp in the middle. Schellberg back to Colin Colhane. A ball for Strassner. Good foot by Roush. Able to knock it out outside the box. Ricky Balone able to get it. Finds Colby Jones. Hammond pursuing. A lot of contact there. No call. Oh, and it's a push-off against Jones. It looked like they were going to get a handball there as Hammond hit the deck, but instead it'll go against Jones. That's a big momentum shift. It looked like Thomas had something brewing.
Yeah, Thomas bench is not pleased with that call. Could have went either way there.
Looked like it was a lot of mutual contact. I think they could have let that one play out, but we'll call the foul on Thomas right inside the box. McLean plays it to Jones. Looks like he's going to fire a shot. Oh, no, nice move. A tackle from Hammond that gets no ball, but doesn't matter in the ref's opinion. It goes along the end line for a corner. Thomas's first of the second half.
It's like Logan Balone taking the corner kick here.
Yeah, try to get a lefty on the ball. Try to curl it in. McLean was unmarked for a second there, but Ricky found him, and not a great corner there as it's low and Colhane gets to it. And Ricky there. Sammy Tripp calling for it. Gets it. Takes a touch. Gets past Trottier. Tripp now slicing through defenders left and right. Oh, and wow. Shelberg out of nowhere. This game's getting physical.
Yeah, really trippy here between both teams.
Yeah, the Thomas coaches are not liking the way this second half's been officiated. Jacobs' touch off the chest goes a little too far out in front of him. Hammond. Jones is there. Oh, nice move. Hammond still there pressuring. Balone with Ricky pursuing. Ball to the middle to McLean. Inside a swarm of Victor defenders. Oh, great defense there from Aparo. Thought he was one of Victor's key players in the first half. Now getting involved in the second. And Leroy is there. But Victor maintains possession. Colin Kubich plays it across to Aparo. Aparo, one of the few juniors in the starting lineup. Check that, the only junior in the starting lineup is it's a couple sophomores and all seniors. The lineup Victor went with for tonight. Oh, Jones wanted the through ball, but DeWitt had other thoughts. Oh, and Shelberg looks like he just took a cleat to the calf maybe as he poked it loose right when DeWitt was swinging a big foot. Leone controls it back there. Well, and Balone and Colhane going at it. Colhane not pleased with Balone's hand placement as it was getting in that dangerous area, but the call does go in favor of Victor.
Let's see if Leone can play the same ball in did in the first half to get their goal.
And it's a higher ball this time. Kubich the first to it again. Oh, Jacobs. Oh, rough first touch, but he'll run it down. And a little too much aggression there is Leroy. Looked like he was trying to give Trevor a high five after that. Jacobs not having any part of it. You can hear his teammates telling him to just calm down. Leroy, a little bit of a miss kick. Strassner heads it. And we'll do it again from the same spot. Leone with rest back there. Colhane tried to play it through, but awaiting the pass was Rosh. Colin Kubrich plays it back to Hammond. Ball goes to Leone. Like for a second he was going to play it all the way back, but instead Colhane and Kubrich have a little tic-tac-toe game in the middle. McLean tracks it down. Oh, good ball to the middle. Trottier, some good work in the middle of the field. Some misjudgment there from Thomas. The ball ends up at the feet of Colin Kubrich, who plays a nice through ball to Mitchell Schellberg. And a quick throw does not let the sub come in. Tripp plays it across for Colhane. Oh, nice header there from Rosh, but Ricky runs it down. Jacobs beaten to the ball by Leroy. Oh, and some tricks there from Trevor Leroy. Works out in his favor as Strassner poked it out.
If you're Victor, you gotta love the pressure here. Start second half. Hopefully, pressure leads to more chances here.
Yeah, you'd like to see Victor's dominated possession in the first half so far. They've had a couple of chances. Still no shots on goal, though.
Re-entering the game for Victor, number 2, Andrew Rodriguez.
Andrew Rodriguez had that great shot from just inside the box that just cleared the crossbar by a couple feet when they were attacking the opposite side. See if they can maybe get him another opportunity and see if he can capitalize. Throw by Ricky. Tried to find Strassner, but Rosh there again. Or it looked like it was Saya that time. Rosh and Saya, the two guys back there who have done such a good job limiting Victor to just one goal. Well, another no call on the hand. Trottier to Jones. McLean tried to play it back to Jones, but it's just too far. And Bigger gets there. It was a good opportunity, a good idea from the Titans, but McLean just put it a little too far, and Bigger able to beat Jones to the ball.
Yeah, it's a great ball, just a touch out of reach for Jones.
And that's not legal in any way. Maybe in football, but that's about the only sport that you can do that. It looks like he was doing a little Frogger where one guy lays on the ground and sort of push him down by the shoulders and try to jump over him.
Almost a hurdle.
Yeah.
Trevor, where should you be? Trevor, get the game.
Leone, nice ball. Kubrich looked like he got a head on it again, but pops it up over the goal. But Leone's served a couple now. Nice ones. One resulting in the goal from Kubrich. That one will be a goal kick.
Victor's definitely looking for Kubrich on those balls into the middle, trying to find his height and his length.
Now, something Thomas has done on the last 2 goal kicks is Clar will just tap it and then let Rosh survey the space in front of him instead of just booting it up. Something you don't see a lot in soccer. It's usually just a far kick or the goalie will play it shorter. But if you're taking the goal kick, as long as it touches somebody else, then you're allowed to get it back. So that's why you can't just dribble off the goal kick. Somebody else has to touch it first. Oh, Jones misses the header. Hammond with it. finds Strassner, but Rocco Scala, the one there. A fan favorite, Andrew Rodriguez, gets a lot of reactions out of the crowd. That ball will go out though. Elias Salem comes to midfield. We'll check in on the next ball. Out of bounds.
Free kick here.
As well as Blendy Piccoli. Good ball. Leone with the header. Colhane now plays it up. Jacobs don't think he'll be able to get here, and he can't. Right over to me. I had the good touch, like I usually do in soccer.
For Webster, number 2, Elias
Back in the
Salem.
modern days.
And for Victor,
couple
we
years
have
ago.
number 11, Blendy Piccoli.
Although my competitive soccer career has most likely come to an end, my skills have not gone away. Leroy looking for someone to throw it to, and found DeWitt. Ball finds it back to Leroy. It looked like he tried to dummy it to himself, but Trevor Jacobs wins that battle. And Ricky will throw this one in right around midfield. Colhane let it go through his legs. Colby Jones pursuing Andrew Leone. Oh, a lot of hand fighting there. Looked like Jones might have grabbed him and spun him around, but no call. Leone wins it anyway. Strassner tried to get by DeWitt. You hear Andrew Leone yelling out to his teammates, stop turning into pressure. That's where you need to see the communication step up and let these players know that there's somebody on their back or right next to them, so they realize they don't have as much time. Michael, it's a pop-up, and it goes right to his foot. Try 2 is successful. Oh, Leroy whiffs in an obvious hand. Well, it might have happened 3 times against Victor, but that one was sure a handball. So,
Thomas coaches are not liking the call there.
yeah, that's one you got to call, though. It's pretty obvious. It'll be Rocco Scala and William Roush building the wall. Or, excuse me, Trevor Leroy with Scala. Ref will mark 10 feet. Looks like Leone and Hammond deciding who's going to take it. I think it'll end up being Hammond.
Run with him! Run with him!
No, it'll be Leone. No, it will be him, and fires a shot, and Rocco Scala takes one off the chest, shoulder region. That was a bullet from him, and
Yeah,
looks like. Go ahead.
that was a good shot there. It was going towards top left, his bullet. But he selfed it and took the hit for his team.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention. It looked like he was taking the route of shooting that ball instead of crossing it. It was to the area where he could have just played a little ball and went for the assist, but instead he fired a shot. But the wall served its purpose. Scala knocked it away. We're just about halfway through this first half, or second half, excuse me. Colhane, great ball. Rodriguez. Claire hit the deck. And an obvious foul there. Looks like we're going to have a card against Rodriguez. That'll be a yellow. Andrew Rodriguez, a little too much aggression, and he'll be forced to come off.
Go ahead, Christian. Yell. Go, sub!
Yellow card issued.
We'll see if A-Rod comes right back on, as the rule for yellow cards on high school is you must sub off, but as soon as the ball is put back into play, you can check back in.
Christian, get in! Sub one on this. Yes. Get in, Christian. Defending.
Ref will take some time to write down the yellow card. It's a little delay in the action due to the play from Rodriguez. Looks like it was Leroy back there. Looks like he'll be okay. He'll be the one taking the free kick as well. Leone just boots it out.
Entering the game for Webster was number 20, Christian Ella.
Now in high school soccer, if the game is tied after regulation, we'll have a 10-minute overtime period. If no one scores, it'll be followed by another 10-minute overtime period, but no penalty kicks. After that, it'll end in a tie. Something we saw earlier with Victor as they had a double overtime win, 3-2 against Penfield, as half of their goals of the season coming to this game came from that match. And now we'll have a foul the other way against McLean. It's Drew Aparo on the ground. He comes up limping. Colin Cohan will sub back in. As Victor's athletic director will head out there as Aparo now being helped off by Leone and Kubrich. Due to the height discrepancy, sort of just floating. Not what we want to see though. Plays like that are impacting player safety all over high school soccer.
Now, Drew has had ankle injuries in the past when I've played with him. Hopefully it's just not one of those, just not as bad.
Yeah, it does look like it seems to be his ankle. Maybe just got rolled up there in the contact. Hopefully he's able to re-enter, but he's still limping pretty good. And the ball's back into play. Two big stoppages in a row. Oh, nice ball from Saya. Ricky had a chance at it in the box. Leone finds Trevor. Jacobs try to take it himself. Gets laid out by DeWitt, who gets laid out by Schellberg. Maybe a little advantage there for Victor and then or for Thomas, and then the hit the other way even things up. Couple hit sticks though. Oh, Jones tried to hit the 1-2 with Elias Salem, but Salem's pass back to Jones was not enough juice on it. Communication from the Titans. It'll be another Victor throw.
The first half of the second half has been extremely chippy from both sides here. Wonder if that'll keep going throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, maybe some boiled up frustration from the Blue Devils in that 8-1 record and just carrying over to Thomas as they've been involved in some of the stuff. It's often hard from one side to play completely innocent when the other side's racking up the fouls and even a yellow card. Salem now. Tried to find DeWitt. Ball settles back to Leroy. Plays it in the middle. Hammond skies it. It'll be a throw-in. Right in that right corner. Temperature just dropping below 60 degrees now. Players, though, a couple of them with long sleeves underneath, but for the most part staying warm. Oh, and some hand grabbing between Hammond and what looked like Jones. Jacobs has been very aggressive the second half. No call goes against Roush, with Jacobs just shoving him. Piccoli now, a tackle from Leroy. Ricky not able to get there. A lot of physical play during that sequence, though. Jacob's been running full speed, and he's had oh, now Shelberg with it. Ball over to Colehane, gets a head on it. Clar the diving stop. Caught it off a bounce. Looks like Leone wanted to see Ricky settle that one a little bit more and survey his options instead of just smacking it up there. Kubrich will head it. He's no stranger to those. His goal came off that such play. Jacobs hitting the deck again. He gets pushed from Scala. Trevor, a guy who's been creating a lot of contact there, the victim of it, gets the call to go against Scala. And a great sight to see as Aparo back to midfield. Looks like he's going back in. Maybe it was more of a cramp in the calf. It looks like he tried to stretch that calf out. Nice ball. Couldn't tell who got a head on it. Looked like it was Thomas as Victor signals for a corner. And it'll go for a corner. The Thomas coaches thought otherwise. A very nice ball, though. Aparo comes back in after exiting with what we now think is a cramp for Piccoli. A great opportunity there from Victor as Clar came out of net. And someone got a head on it in that scrum, but the ball was just left of the target. Good ball. Shelberg heads it the wrong way. Strasser now in a clump of players. Ball goes to Clar. Oh. And Sammy Tripp absolutely just comes in and smokes Clar. That'll be a yellow. Sammy Tripp, on a matter of player safety there more than anything. He just collided with Clar. He'll have to sub off, and Dante Pesamenti make his first appearance. We'll see if Tripp goes right back in.
Yellow card issued to Victor's number 4, Sammy Tripp.
But looks good sight to see. There's Klein bounces back up after the collision with Sammy Tripp.
Substitution for Victor's number 20, Dante Pesamenti.
And that's a ball that, you know, Sammy Tripp was going for the ball. He didn't mean any harm, but it looked like Clar was going to be the first one through there, and Tripp just tried to run right through him.
You know, Pesamenti doesn't get a ton of playing time here for the Blue Devils, but when he is in, he's a great threat behind the defense with his speed, and does a lot of damage when he's in the game. Yeah.
Boot from Roush. Colin deflects it over to Jacobs. Ricky. Nice pass. Not nice passing for the Blue Devils. Ricky gets a knee on it, but Salem there. It'll be a Thomas throw. Leaves it for DeWitt. Now Michael just plays it out of bounds as DeWitt was approaching. We're now under 15 minutes to go in the second half. Trottier comes check back in. And number 24, Boston DeWitt, there again. He's been involved a lot this second half. A lot of 50-50 balls and just the general scrum of action around midfield.
For Webster, number 15, Brandon Trottier.
Looks like it'll be a throw-in down there in the corner. Contact, no call. Hammond falls to the ground. A cross, a little too far, but Thomas will maintain possession. Looks like it's Jones working there. Nice header from Leone. Gets the ball out of harm's way. Sammy Tripp back in, or trying to check back in after the yellow he collected from bulldozing through Patrick Clar. Another cross, that's a little far. Shelberg the first to it. Saya steps up. Victor maintains. Trevor Jacobs now with Saya there. Jacobs speeds past him. Ball goes to Dante. Trevor working on Trevor. Jacobs versus Leroy. Would have liked to see a ball a little earlier there to Pez if that was the play.
That's what Pezzamani does best, is get behind the defense, and that's what Trevor's looking for there. Just the ball over the top, see if he can find his feet.
I think it was a little too much off the front of the foot, which sent the ball a little right. Maybe a slight fade. Something that my golf game is familiar with. Ricky now tracks the ball down after it went behind our area. Into it. Shoves Jacobs now. And that'll be a yellow against DeWitt.
Are you kidding me?
Possession looks like it's going to flip.
Kick the ball. Same guy. Got this way and then fly. Around. Doesn't have one yet.
Boss, Caleb, grab the ball. It's not a kick
terrible.
It's not a kick either.
Cal, grab the ball.
Cal, grab the ball. It's not a kick.
It's our throw.
It'll actually stay as a throw-in with the Titans. As the whole Thomas bench now out of order.
It's a throw in white.
And now rules debate over the rules. This game has just turned into chaos right now.
Ton of tension between both teams right now.
Did you see him
Yeah.
take the ball while he tried to pick up the ball? Did you see him take a flop when he got in his wave, and then he flies around? He barely kicked the ball away. Barely kicked the ball.
And now the ref and assistant coach Andy D'Souza are going at it.
He barely kicked the ball. Okay? And then he fell down in front of him, okay? He could have flopped. Okay? As you said, so he fell down in front of him. Then when he got up, your player pushed him down, coach, okay? That's what I got for you.
A little bit of an explanation there from the head official. In Thomas's eyes, not justified. As the ball was just sitting out of bounds. As DeWitt was shielding Jacobs, and Jacobs just a little extra kick maybe to the ball after it had already gone out. And then DeWitt just shoved him over, and then everything just exploded from there.
Webster Thomas, number 24, Boston DeWitt.
And it looks like the assistant coach was on the verge of maybe getting thrown out or something. It's verbal tension, but luckily nothing physical besides what happened between Jacobs and DeWitt.
Substitution for Webster, number 16, Connor Gilwood.
I'd like to see the ball just be played around a little bit and release some of the tension that's going on right now.
Expect more of that the rest of the game, that's for sure.
Definitely Victor's most physical game thus far on the schedule. It is their last time playing Thomas, though, so any bad blood, maybe, unless they find each other in sectionals, should be settled in the next 10-plus minutes, pending overtime, as we're still tied at 1-1. Not too many great chances from either squad in the second. McLean, someone's name we're calling a lot in the first half, has not been as involved. The second 40. Shelburne now finds Tripp. Tripp, one of the fastest players in Section 5 when he gets to that top speed. Troutier plays it right to Strassner. Strassner's name we're usually calling out a lot more. Sort of in the middle of the field, at midfield. DeWitt, check back in on the next ball out of bounds after the yellow. And we'll be joined by Rodriguez, fellow yellow Carter in this match.
He's got one of the three here today.
Yeah, we've had Sammy Tripp and Andrew Rodriguez on Victor's side, and it was just Boston DeWitt a few minutes ago with Thomas's first. And Aparo seems to be cramping up again. Guy who's played a lot of minutes.
Looks to be the same leg as earlier. Hopefully we can get that straightened out before the end of the game.
Outside back, into the head.
And a loud applause for Rodriguez. Got to be careful though, another yellow will end his night. Same with Tripp and DeWitt. Game's been settled down a little bit since that yellow card scene we had where a couple coaches and players stepped away from their usual positions. And now the ball's been out of bounds more than inbounds the last couple minutes. We're under 10 to play. Still no shots on goal by either side in the second frame. And Trevor gets a little contact on the back, but maybe he was due for it the way he's been playing all of tonight, really. Colin Kubrich. Oh, it's a good ball for A-Rod. But Roush is there yet again. Kubrich and Leroy fighting for it. Leroy wins this battle. Now it's Jones in the middle. A-Rod and Strassner are sandwiching him, and a foul will go against Jones. And all Coach Grossi can do is chuckle with the way the officiating seems to have been one-sided tonight. Definitely in his opinion.
He's been very unpleased all night with the way the calls have been going. Mostly against Thomas.
Oh, big ball from Hammond. Ricky with that outside the box. Both teams playing it back and forth to each other. But ball finds its way past the goal line, or end line. Claire puts it down, gives it to Roush quick. Oh, nice foot on it there from McLean. Ricky finds Jacobs. Jacobs goes over. Ricky, a little piece of his jersey from Goldel. Jones, oh, McLean with the run. Tried to sneak in behind the defense, but Bigger is there. Nice job from Owen Bigger. Besides that one goal, he's just been solid all night. Hasn't been tested as he's used to, as much as he's used to. As Victor's defense has done a much better job. Oh, Sammy Tripp now with something promising. Tries to go end line. Ball was played to the middle, but Kjellberg not quite close enough to it. And Jacobs just shoves someone over. Not sure how Jacobs has avoided a yellow card tonight, but he has. He's got to be close to the double digits for fouls called against him.
Yeah, he's really been in the middle of everything the whole entire game. He's been one of the chippiest players on both sides.
And now Thomas will press up as they see that clock tick to 5:30, realizing they only have a couple chances left in regulation. Although we will play overtime if the score remains as it is. Victor wins this one. And Ricky, powerful throw up to Ricky, or to Tripp. Be hard to throw it to himself. That'll be a throw. Ricky calling for it. Doesn't get it. Colin Kubrich tried to make a little bit of a run. Backed up. Ball finally goes to the middle. McLean. Jacobs now going the wrong way. Oh, and Rodriguez slips. Jones now with it. He'll try to take on Leone. Good D there. Like Leone clipped him a little bit with his cleat. But pretty much clean defense. Just a result of the two going at it. Oh, now Jones breaks free right by the 18. A little contact from Ricky and a call goes against him. He's not pleased, but looked like that was the correct assumption.
That was one of the lighter plays of the night. I was kind of surprised that one got called there. Some of the other fouls have been much harder.
Yeah, Colin, I definitely agree with you. I do think that's a foul in high school soccer, but the way they've let them play tonight, thought maybe they could have let that one go, but it's not our decision.
Definitely not.
The setup of the wall will use up around 20 seconds or so. We'll see if Jones fires a shot here. If he goes for the cross, it'll be a shot indeed. Oh, a nice save from Bigger. I thought that was going to sneak under that right armpit for a second, but Bigger lounging out to his left, to his right, excuse me.
Used the opposite hand there to stop that one from going in the net.
Yeah, a little awkward with the arm placement, but got the job done nonetheless. Oh, Tripp tried to find Jacobs on the through ball, but it's great defense from Saya. Saya might have just saved a goal. It looked like Jacobs was behind the defense. James Zerby back into the game.
Back in the game for Webster is Shaylin Zerby.
And Gilhole will come off. Strassner settles it. Kubrich plays it back to him. Hammond now. Hammond's been solid back there on defense. Now his second game out of net in the field of play. Looks like he's adjusted well. We even saw him at striker for a couple of minutes there at the end of the first half. Colby Jones with the left foot. Owen Bigger with the answer, though. Ball couldn't have been shot more at him.
Yeah, it was a really good look there. Had a good window to get that through. Just shot it right at the keeper.
Yeah, a promising shot from Jones, but the location did not work out. Oh, nice step up there. So Victor, I think, has been more aggressive on the 50-50 balls tonight, which has led to them, even though they might be outmatched record-wise, they've been able to keep this game to a tie so far. I think Victor would certainly be pleased with a tie the way they've been playing and the way Thomas has been playing.
Yeah, it's been a really even game here. See if Thomas can get one more chance for end the game.
Yeah, we're under 60 seconds now. Clock ticks, 2:45. Victor probably done with their opportunities in regulation, but Thomas would love nothing more than to find them back of the net once more tonight and walk home with a victory. It's just as I say that, Jacobs, he's got a one-on-one with Saya and Tripp making a run. Jacobs takes it himself. Really good defense from Saya. Zerby picks it up, and Jacobs finally collects his first card of the night as the clock stops with 16 seconds. Well, Jacobs certainly testing the limits of the officials tonight. Finally gifted his first yellow, and Justin Selinsky will check in.
Yeah, he's had plenty of fouls tonight, and kind of shocked just his first yellow card of the night here.
Yeah, would have liked to see Jacobs either try to take that one to the middle or play Sammy on the through ball, but instead he decided to take it himself. And say he's a captain for a reason. He knows what he's doing back there.
Yeah, I think Jacobs did just a little bit too much there. Either could have played there or took a shot. But it's a great defensive play.
Sammy pressing up.
9.
Now Rosh plays it up.
7. 6.
Or excuse me, that was Saya.
5. 4.
Selinsky.
2.
Nice
1.
touch. And we'll join back here as we'll sum up regulation before we get ready for our first of what could be 2 10-minute overtime periods. So a lot less offense in the second half. And now we'll get ready for overtime as the teams will retreat to their benches. And we're back here, anticipating the start of the first overtime. Thomas yet to break their huddle, but Victor ready to go, looking for their first win since the double overtime thriller here on the same field against Penfield. That win was a couple weeks ago. They followed that up with a draw to Webster Schrader. Their best week of the season by far, as their win and their draw came at the same time. And we're just seconds away from kickoff now. Victor will kick off to start the first. Maybe a play there, but maybe it was just Leone.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. Sorry.
The music. Be a little different experience if we had that going for 80 minutes. Oh, nice win there from Trevor up to Schellberg. Rosh plays it off Mitchell. Looks like Schellberg wanted the corner. Clar short to Rosh. Jones the first to it. DeWitt now. Don't let him get up to full speed, or that is like a tow truck coming down the street. Little contact there from Solinsky. Strassner might have taken one off the face. The clock will stop with 8:43 left.
I think that was Jacobs there, Garrett.
Yeah, I think it was actually. You're right. So I think Jacobs is going to feel the impacts of this game when he's sitting on his couch tonight, as he's hit the ball a lot. As maybe it was actually the area where no one wants to get hit that ball found him. Certainly never a sight you want to see a man get hit. And he'll jog off the field, certainly grimacing in pain, but I think after a couple minutes that one will go away. And the ball's back in play now. DeWitt with a chance. Leone, a little bit of pushing. Oh, and Bigger. Maybe thought he had a little more time than he did, but gets it away to Schellberg. Ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Thomas faithful. The Victor student section hitting the Bob the Builder for about the 5th time tonight. Not sure why. Oh, and Zerby. Looked like he slipped, but still a valiant effort at the net. Just went over. Looked like Bigger knew all along it was going to be a little too high, though, but it looked like it was good contact, even though Zerby slipped.
Yeah, it was a great shot. He had a ton of time there. Just missed the mark.
Now Saya with Tripp approaching. Tripp wins that battle. Solinsky, the header into Rodriguez. Roush gets it away. Now it's Jones and Hammond hugging each other, but somehow nothing called. Maybe a little play on. And there's McLean. Found the back of the net once for Thomas, but this time his cross intended for Zerbe, but bigger in the way. We saw a lot out of McLean in the first half. His side's been a lot quieter in the second half and now into overtime. Schellberg gets his teammates back on that play. Colin had it taken away from him. His ball doesn't sneak through though. Now Hammond, touch a little too big. DeWitt's there. DeWitt a ball for Jones. Jones able to settle it. Ooh. Slipped as he made his move. And Leone there yet again. Balone will come back in. He subbed off early on in the second. He'll grab Zerbe. Victor now. Solinsky with the touch. Not enough power on that kick though. And Roush goes right by him. Roush now splits two. He's attacking. Oh, a little too mustard on the ball to McLean. They had something brewing there. Tried to find a little more McLean magic. Not able to do so.
Yeah, that ball hit his feet there. He had good angle to the cross in to Jones in the middle for a header.
We're under 5 to go now in the first overtime frame. Ball finds Leone. Colhane not able to lunge to it. And Balone, don't know what that was, but it didn't work. Tripp now with it. Oh, nice move from Tripp. Gets around one. Cuts back through another. Didn't shoot it, and Kubrich, little and one on the shot there, except it didn't go in.
Missed the field goal wide left there.
Yeah, that was maybe a little case of the shanks. If you move the goal over, another goals with up and to the left. I still don't think that one finds its target.
No.
Rodriguez will jog off. Saya will take the... Roush will take the goal kick. Colhane to Jacobs. Back to Ricky. Ricky up. Justin the intended target, but not able to get to it. Oh, Ricky drills him McLean. And now he'll hit the deck. But nothing called. Titans throw in. Webster coach yelling out. Not allowed to push people in the back, but if you'd watched this game and this game only, you would have thought otherwise.
Looks like Pero's checking back in here after his injury exit in the second half there. But hopefully he's able to stay healthy in overtime.
Yeah, if it was a cramp, hopefully some electrolytes, hydration in his body now will make him good to go the rest of the game. McLean puts the ball up for grabs. Barone over to Jones. Oh, Leone missed it for a second there. Another call against Ricky. Not happy with this one, and him and Kubrich will have some words as they both look frustrated. They need to put that past them, though. It's just still a very winnable game.
Yeah, it's got to be next play mentality in this overtime here. Have to keep the fouls behind them.
Yeah, that's really the mentality you're looking for Victor. A ball from Leroy. He'll chip it up. Jones. Oh, it looked like it was actually Saya who took it in Leroy, or Walsh who took it in Leroy with a head on it. Names all over the place there. Messed up. Hammond now plays it up to Colin, but Rocco Scala back in the action. First to it. Oh, nice move from Strassner. Finds Hammond. Oh, and Balone out of nowhere. Thought he won the throw there, but instead it'll go to Victor. Colhane Kubrich in the middle. Ball is drilled. Balone's done a lot of talking tonight as well. First it was with Colhane, and now it's been Kubrich. Kubrich now. Looked like it skipped off Balone's cleat, but Webster gets away with this one.
Ten seconds left here in the first half of overtime.
9, 8,
Ball goes out. Miller will throw it, but a little too late, and both teams just gonna let the clock run out. As we will wrap up the first overtime period, first of two. 10 minutes to play regardless now, unless there is a goal, which will end it as the golden goal format takes into effect here. But still some good soccer in that last 10 minutes. Many of it played around the midfield area, though. Not too many chances by either team. So we'll take a break and come back for the second overtime period. And we're back. The Victor student section. Most of the girls have left. It's down to just mostly men. Couple sticklers. People who really love soccer at this point. And we're off. I don't know about you, Colin, but I'd love to see a Victor goal and see this place go nuts.
Yeah, the crowd would definitely erupt, especially that student section over there. It's people that are left.
Oh, ball.
Wanted that one.
That one was close to us. That definitely would have put a possibly an end to our night here. Not at the soccer game, but with our setup. And there it is again, the Bob the Builder chant in all its glory. Oh, Apparel plays a dangerous ball, but Ricky, the speeder he is, gets there, and Jacobs hits the deck, but not enough contact to draw a foul. Hammond now back up top. We've seen him go back and forth between defense and attack. Jacobs a little too quick for his own feet. And kicks the ball away. Is he going to get his second yellow? He's not. Close to it there. But I think the official realizes he's already got one, does not want to kick him out.
I'm surprised. Didn't give him another yellow there. After all the chippiness he's done all throughout the game. He's been.
It was a pretty blatantly obvious play by him to delay the pace of play. And stall. Leone heads it over to Aparo. Uses the same body part. Oh, Aparo. Ball goes right to Balone. Balone finds McLean. Over to Boston. Boston DeWitt spins to the left. He'll have a shot with the left. Just too much power. Ricky was there in his shadows. That's the second shot we've seen DeWitt take tonight. Just too much power.
Yeah, he's got a huge leg, that's for sure. He's got a ton of power in all his shots. Just a little bit too much on a couple shots he had tonight.
We're under 8 minutes to go now. A draw would not be the worst thing for Victor. Thomas, I think, expecting to win this game, would be dissatisfied, to say the least, with a draw. Don't know what's going on there with the goal kick. The two goalies talking it out, although Hammond is playing in the field tonight, as we've mentioned many times. Jacobs. Oh, nice ball from Schellberg to Tripp. Tripp behind the defense. Oh, and he skies it over the goal. Oh, my goodness. Sammy Tripp was behind the defense, and Patrick Clar, the keeper, nowhere to be found.
That was
but
pretty
Tripp,
much wide open chance there for Tripp. He just
skied it over the goal. It looked like most people here thought it was going to be offsides, but that was not called, and Tripp, there was no one in between him and the goal. Just got under it a little bit. Ball goes up. Looping throw from Leroy. McLean touched it, so it'll be Victor's throw. Zielinski misread it, but Schellberg out of nowhere. He's breaking free. He'll fire a shot. Oh, just over the crossbar.
what a left-footed shot there by Schellberg. He just misses the mark.
Yeah. He's close to ambidextrous. As close as they come. I think he's technically a lefty in soccer, but he's really good with either foot. And on the baseball field, he bats lefty, but he throws righty. So a little bit of everything from Schellberg.
Piccoli back in the game for Victor.
But Shelburne came out of nowhere on that run. It was a great opportunity. But that's what we like to see, is just shots being put towards the net. Strassner finds Colhane. Drops it to Kubrich. Back to Strassner. He'll find Hammond. Oh, and Colby Jones is behind the defense. But Bigger beats him to it. We could have had game there if that ball was just a little less. Strassner does a great job of keeping it in. Oh, McLean thought he kept it between the white lines, but instead it'll go out for Victor throw. We're under 5 minutes to go before this game will come to a conclusion if nobody scores. And finally, a hand called. One of the few called. Sprosh will step up to take it. Thomas coach is pointing out that they do get to go home if they score. If not, it'll only be another 4 minutes. Oh, a nice ball, and looked like DeWitt got a head on it, and then McLean came in front of Bigger's vision, but able to get it. Nice tackle there from Leroy. Jacobs with it. Shelburne. Back to Strassner. Nice move there. Oh, a nice. Tried to get it, send it through to Piccoli. Works out in Victor's favor anyway, as it went off Roush out of bounds. Strassner. To Colhane in the middle. Over to Jacobs. Tried to switch fields. Oh, Piccoli almost got the through ball. Ricky now, the ball. Piccoli the touch. Oh, and it just deflects off his foot out of bounds. If he could have kept that one within his frame, I think he would have had a chance at ending this one.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity there for the Blue Devils. Wide open middle. Just not a great touch by Piccoli.
Long ball. Jones is there. Leone bats it out of bounds. We're under 3 minutes now. Ball's by the end line. Leone looks like it went off to Witt, and it did. Off the deflection. We're low on balls. Throw goes to Jacobs. And the throw by Colhane never made it in bounds. Couple of Victor guys there. But Kubrich got shoved over. DeWitt now with the throw. It's just been a lot of action on the sideline here, as it'll be another throw.
See a couple huge throws from DeWitt throughout the game into the box from the side. Try and do it again here.
Yeah, look for another one here. And Kubrich heads it. Can Strassner get there? It'll be a goal kick, it looks like.
I'm close to about a minute left.
Looks like it'll be a corner, actually. So
1 minute left in the game.
a lot of action on one side of the field going on. Saya finds Ballone. Off Ballone. Bigger's got to hurry now as we're under 50 seconds to play. Hammond plays a long ball. Can feel the energy escalating as we're 35 seconds now. Trottier, Leone, outside to Strassner. They've got to build something up now, or else they're going to have 2 ties on the record. Oh, Trottier, nice foot on it. We're under 20 now. They got to hurry. Down to 15. Oh, great ball. If Strassner can just control it, it'll be off him, but a good job.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Oh, and an absolute heave
2,
from Jones.
1.
That'll do it. This one will end in a tie between the Webster Thomas Titans and the Victor Blue Devils. A solid showing from each squad. It was a pretty balanced match. But Victor, something positive to take away with this is now in 11 matches, they avoid their 9th loss and they'll move to 1-8-2 now.
Tied a great Webster Thomas team. Pretty even match all night. It just great game overall.
Yeah, so that'll do it tonight. We'll be back next week. Victor's next home game.